Hi, guys.
Hi, Jay.
What up?
Hello.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Steve.
Steve is at work right now.
Yep.
Really?
Steve's on TikTok.
I'm on call, so I may get called away at any moment, and I'll just have to leave. Nothing I can do about it.
And what do people usually need? Like a back rub? Like, what do you do when they call you? What happens?
So I'm covering the inpatient consult service tonight in the hospital, so I have to go see patients and
But is this
examine them and
strictly
staff them.
neurological stuff, or it could be anything?
No, only neurological.
Okay.
And you don't have minions to order to do those kinds of things for you? Like you tell
Yes,
person
of course.
A,
I have an army of minions to do all the stuff that I do. No. But an attending has to sign off on each case, though.
Are you in your office?
No, I'm in the conference room that is assigned to the consult service, which I'm
Okay.
covering this week.
So you're
Yeah.
not exclusive. There are other people around you right now, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, basically.
Steve, do you have any cool like doctor stuff you could show us, like tools and stuff?
Yeah. Do you have like a life-size
Tools? You want to see
skeleton?
my tools?
A
Tools.
life-size
Yeah.
skeleton in the
Oh,
corner. Or something.
hey.
Oh, what do you got?
What do you think this is?
That's it.
Oh,
What's that knee reflex thing?
Yeah, it's a reflex hammer.
Wow, I've never seen one like that.
are you sure?
Yeah, this
Like a
is
spaceship.
Doubles as a lightsaber.
I believe they call this a queen square hammer. There's different varieties. I like this one because it's heavy.
Yeah, it has two ends to
Some
it,
damage.
each different sizes. What's the purpose for that?
Nothing. You don't use the small one.
So
But it does have, look at this, got a secret compartment.
No way.
You put your
You
weed
can
in
put
there.
your weed in there.
I can get it open. I know you can tell I
Fishing
use it.
tackle.
Here we go.
What would you need that for?
Cocaine.
Test sensations, like a little brush. Can you see that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, for cleaning your keyboard stuff.
That's very sensual for a doctor.
Think so? And it's got a point at the bottom.
Yeah, that's when you jab people when they mess with you.
That's for brushing off the patients.
The point is for doing a Babinski test.
Is it the sternum to
Lipinski?
see if
Lipinski
there's
has nothing to do with the
have any
Tickle
hub.
the bottom of your foot with that.
Oh, that okay. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Hey Keith. Keith,
And
You
so
did a
much.
super chat. Thank you very much.
yeah, that's awesome, man.
what's more important, us or patients?
Somebody's birthday is today. Somebody in the chat whose name is Bex is celebrating their birthday. So happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
How old are you now?
So I had to do my first little bit of yard work this year, and I hated every second of it.
Are you
Yeah.
saying it was a little bit of work or a little yard?
Mhm.
Well, I don't know how. I don't think my yard. I wouldn't say it's little because it's a big pain in my ass. But yeah, I'm like, this was like one of the first years where I'm like, I don't want to do this ever again. I don't want to do any of this at all for any reason ever again for the rest of my life.
I like yard work.
That's what
I like
know
being
some people
outside.
like it.
I like the fresh air.
I want to
like-
be drinking iced
course,
tea when
yeah.
I'm outside. I don't want to be sweating.
Well, you just have to not take it too quickly, or make sure the tasks aren't too arduous.
Maybe I should start a garden. That'll get me.
That's what I've done. Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I'm going to buy my plants tomorrow. My vegetables, my starters.
And what do you grow?
Usually it's cucumbers, it's onions, it's peppers. I like all those things in my salads and my omelets and things. We are going to grow some more strawberries this year. We had good results with that in prior years, and some leafy greens.
That is so healthy.
Well, the
Yeah.
strawberries, Evan, are perennial, so they should just automatically come back.
Yes, except I had a little problem with the prior year or 2 years ago when we did strawberries, and I had to rip them out, and it's kind of so I'm going to start over. I'm going to start over with them and kind of do it right. I had other things encroaching on the strawberries, and I found that to be problematic. So now I know what to do.
So they need their own bed.
Right. Yeah, I have to keep it, enough space between that and the other things growing in there. So I had not enough real estate for what I planted 2 years ago. So
How do you keep the birds from eating them?
Well, mine are above the raised beds, and they have and they're caged. So with a lid.
Caged. Yeah.
So that's it. Keeps
That'll
that.
do it.
Someone in the chat named Bill Smith said, "Jay, try the yard work here in Phoenix during the summer." It's like
what yard work?
It legit gets to like 120 degrees in Phoenix. First of all, if you have grass in Phoenix, I would imagine you have to water it every day.
What do you got to do? Prune the cactus?
Yeah, I thought there were laws against
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right.
Do you pluck the needles out of the cacti? Is that what happens?
I saw it in a Roadrunner cartoon once.
My friend told me that some part of his car melted because of the heat.
It just melted.
Yep. I forget
I
what
hate when that happens.
something
That's
in the
not supposed to
dashboard. Some part of the
happen.
dashboard actually melted.
I'm assuming it wasn't a metal part.
No, it was one of the
Let's hope.
it was an old car, so the whole thing was probably a big, ready to go anyway, but it started to melt. I love that. So I wanted to remind or tell people maybe for the first time. So Bob, Steve, and I have started making Alpha Quadrant 6 episodes again.
Yay.
And we finally dropped our Weta Workshop documentary that we made. So if you're interested, you can go to Alpha Quadrant 6 on YouTube and you can see our Weta video there. I think that this is the best thing that we have ever produced outside of the podcast. As far as video goes, it's by far the best thing that we've ever done. So I'm very proud of it. And I think you guys will enjoy it. So please take a look.
And like and subscribe. I just posted the link in the chat. You could also go to Alpha Quadrants and the number 6.com. What do you say at the end of the video?
Oh, I say if
Alpha
you want to
Quadrant and the
support
number
this,
6.
yeah. If you like this show, if you like Bob, if you like Steve in particular, then please consider becoming a patron. But only if you like Steve.
Yeah, only. And also, when we do the records, we've been streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/Alpha Quadrant 6. It's usually Mondays, not every Monday, but like once a month, something like that. So go ahead and follow us there. All right, any more promotional things before we?
No, I just I didn't want to forget that. We're going to be in Arizona in July. If you don't know, I'm sure you guys have heard it on the show.
We'll be doing yard work.
Yes, I'm going to help
So
listeners that live there pick the needles off their cacti. We will be there starting July 14th. You can go to theskepticsguide.org/events if you want to get in on any of that stuff. We have something new, Steve. We have a private show plus.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that we do the private show and then we're going to be there for another hour to hang out with everyone, to talk, to play games. There might be music. It's like a social hour where we don't have to rush and get out of there right away because people always want to come up and talk to us and everything. And we're always in a hustle to get on to the next show. So we decided to build in an hour. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Bob, I understand that you had a life-changing situation today.
Well, there's that.
Bring it
That
up.
looks like a piece of paper.
Then there's that.
Oh, boy. Let's let people guess, Bob, before you say anything. Everybody that's listening to this, guess what procedure Bob had today. This should have been on the...
Vote now in the chat. You can't actually vote. Just do it. Gave blood. Okay.
That's
No.
nice.
All right, let me mute myself for 1 second. Guys, I got to mute myself for a second. Rian, you can
All right.
mute me.
Man.
Yeah, I'll mute.
Bob doesn't give blood. He takes blood.
Drink blood.
Dean Baird has won the contest.
You have
Bob,
one.
it came out quick. Bob had a colonoscopy today, and he loved
Warhawk coming in second. Darian.
Gray hair implant.
it.
Nice.
A ball snip.
Yeah, everybody.
Ball snip.
What?
Oh.
It's a new one.
Brazilian butt lift.
But they do
Well.
butt lifts.
No, the vasectomy was about 5 years ago. So yes, colonoscopy, and it was, not fun, but it went well. Unconscious for about, 40 minutes.
Did they show you any pictures? And I'm not joking. When I did
No,
mine,
I
they
was
showed me
disappointed.
pictures.
I was disappointed. No pictures of my colon.
Oh, like a video, or they take Polaroids? And how do they get the Polaroid up there?
They have, it's a part of the machine. Like the machine, of course, has a video camera because that's how the doctor is examining you. You know what's funny? We have somebody here that actually can answer all these questions.
Three
Who?
polyps. Somebody asked about polyps. 3 polyps, and the doctor said they looked fine.
Did they get rid of them?
Yeah, oh yeah. They're going to get biopsied. And I was surprised my butt did not hurt at all. I figured I'd feel something, but it was just like nothing happened.
Ian, why don't we bring in our guests and then we can
What are you
continue
doing
this
here?
conversation.
Yes. Evan, did you mute yourself, or are you talking to yourself?
I'm talking to myself.
Okay.
My
good.
dog was
Okay,
barking.
sorry.
My dog was barking. So
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't want that to interfere.
Okay, I just
with
want to
the
make sure.
conversation.
Okay, we're gonna welcome 2 individuals. Here we go. Drum roll. Steve's away, but whatever. He'll come back. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah.
So
Hello.
Hey, and
Hello,
Armando.
George and Armando. So, guys, I ask this of everyone that comes on here. Why are you here?
Why am I
That's
here?
a hell of a welcome, by the way. Yes,
Thanks,
very.
You're in-
I'm a patron, a long fan of the show. I've been listening for about 10 years.
Wow.
My brother got me on it. Armando got me onto the show. And I've recently gone back to the very beginning after another guest mentioned that on the show that they went to the beginning. So I'm in 2011 now, catching up. But yeah, a long time fan, and it's awesome to be on the show.
And Armando, you got so you guys are brothers first. I wanted to make sure the audience understands that, which I think is cool. It's fun to hang out with your brothers. So you got into it, and then you told your brother about it.
Yeah.
Did Steve send you the check? You didn't get the money for that?
Did not. I know, right?
All right, we'll take care
10
of
years
that.
ago, I'm still waiting. Yeah. Yeah, we're identical twins, so I know he would have enjoyed it, this podcast. So yeah, I did an MD PhD. I'm a doctor, so I could answer some of Bob's questions about his colonoscopy. I'm a pathologist, so I look at the biopsies of the polyps and diagnose them. But during my PhD, I did HIV work, and I found out through Orac's blog, actually, that people didn't believe HIV caused AIDS, and I went down this whole skeptic route and got into the podcast that way. Like I started, there was a group, Students for Alternative Medicine at Mount Sinai. So I tried to start a group, Students Against Alternative Medicine, but they didn't, they said it was too aggressive. So then I tried to, I said Students for, what did it have to be for? It was Students for Rational and Evidence-Based Medicine.
Yeah.
I didn't have the pithy science-based medicine at that time. I think science-based medicine just came out right after that. So whenever that was, around 2010, 2011, something like that.
So, but at any time, did you guys get into fistfights with them? I'm just curious.
With that, no. Maybe when we were kids.
No, the two groups. The
Oh, the
The
two
two groups.
groups.
Oh yeah, I organized a joint session.
Mud wrestle?
Cage matches would have been great.
Yeah, I forgot what we talked about. I think it was like acupuncture. I forgot what else. Herbal medicines are alternative, basically all sorts of alternative medicines, and it was my like mentor at the time versus theirs, and it was a clear victory for the skeptics.
Good. That means that you did your job. It's easy to lose though.
Yeah.
You get into those debates and they gish gallop and they
Yeah.
tell you to prove things that take a very long time to unpack, and you can get lost in the weeds. You got to stay on topic.
Yeah.
They invited Andrew Weil. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Andrew Weil. And I was the only one that showed up, like questioning him, and I think it caught him off guard. Yeah.
Good for you.
But the thing about medicine, though, is that there are rules of evidence. It's not like something like UFOs or whatever, where they can make things up as they go along. There are, well-established rules of evidence and professionalism, et cetera. And they actually they're the ones trying to rewrite the rules. And so you just call them out on it. It's like, you're trying to lower the threshold of evidence. Is that really in the best interest of patients? You're trying to introduce magic into medicine.
Yeah.
Is that really the best thing, for patients? When you put it that way, they don't really have a leg to stand on.
Yeah,
They start saying more and more ridiculous things. We don't need evidence to know if something works. Really? Let's explore that idea for a little bit.
But I'm making money. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah. Patients are getting better. Well, are they?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the studies, right?
Oh yeah.
Armando, can we get back to Bob's butt?
Yes.
Yes,
Let's
please.
talk about these polyps.
So first
Show
of
us a
all,
polyp.
why do polyps come into being?
Mutation.
I'm a mutant.
So it's just cells growing out of control, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a precursor to, well, it depends on the type of polyp, right? So if you had, usually in the rectum, it'll be like hyperplastic polyps, and those are thought to be basically benign. They won't lead to cancer, but all of these polyps are usually benign. They're like precursors to if you let them sit there for 10 years, then they might turn into a cancer. And then there's adenomas, and those are the ones that turn into cancer.
So they look different. Like how big are they?
Yeah, they can range from 0.5 centimeters to 5 centimeters. It's a big range.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A 5 centimeter.
And so in order for you to see them, are you looking at a picture, or are they pulling them out and then you're looking at them in person?
Under the microscope, yeah.
Wow.
But I look at the pictures too, to kind of see what it looked like. Yeah. Yep.
And how
So
do they burn them out? Like what's the extraction?
Snip.
They snip it. Yeah, the snippet. Sometimes it's with the hot snare, like to cauterize like whatever's there. Or sometimes it's with the cold snare, so that because when they cauterize the tissue, we can't really. It's hard to make a diagnosis under the microscope. But
It's like a really tiny lightsaber.
In your butt.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Hey.
basically, yeah. And then sometimes they encounter other things, and they biopsy the background colon, and we diagnose all those things as well. Yeah.
So
Go ahead,
my
Bobby.
turn today. So the doctor said that he found 3 polyps, and he said he sent them in for evaluation to somebody like you, I guess. He said he's like I've been doing this a while, 30 years. They're fine. He could tell. He said he implied that just by looking at them, he knew they were fine. So how viable is that? Just a visual inspection.
Very, very. Yeah, it's like they can often tell if it's hyperplastic versus adenoma, and then if it's smaller than 1 centimeter, they're all even the 1 centimeter ones, they're all at the benign stage. So
okay,
yeah. And that is legit life-saving stuff right there, man. Like you got to give it to medical science. Like, able to like very relatively painless, easy procedure. And from what I understand, dying of colon cancer is a horrible death. From what I've read about it, So Bob, this procedure could have saved your life today, man.
Sure, absolutely. So that's why I did it. I wouldn't do what I did in preparing for it if there wasn't a benefit.
Yeah,
at
a bright side. Yes,
the end of the tunnel, you know.
I know that.
But don't give Armando credit because even a pigeon can make those distinctions, or AI eventually is gonna.
Yeah.
I know.
ruin
We're
his
all
job.
gonna. But George, let's face it, dude. We're all gonna get replaced by AI. Even like regular consumers, I imagine we will all become robots at one point.
I want to become a robot, but I don't know if my job will get replaced necessarily.
As a
or
lawyer?
maybe the last one.
Well, so now's a good time, George. Tell us what you do.
I'm a prosecutor in San Diego County, so criminal law, and I've been doing that for 16 years. And it was really listening to the SGU. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know. Like the defense is calling someone that went to Bastyr University. You guys know that, right? Naturopath doctor, and I had an MD as my expert, trying to educate the judge about, you can't let this person testify. So we had a hearing, and the rules of evidence say, you have to have a foundation. And she was testifying, well, I compared my textbook to the MD's textbook, and they're pretty much the same. I had gone to the medical library to make photocopies. I'm like, look, it says it teaches iridology, homeopathy. And she said, oh no, with that, I'm a skeptic. It's like, she's just trying to get on. Judge lets her testify. She was not credible in my opinion, in the juries. And so I see it every now and then in my profession.
So, what's the weirdest thing that ever happened in the courtroom? Like, is there any crazy stories?
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Like I have this transcript. It was my colleague. They're asking, well, do you know the defendant? Yeah, I know the defendant. I have his name tattooed on me. Do you? You want to see it? And she stands up and just moons the entire courtroom.
She loved it.
And then you see on the transcript the judge saying like, "Oh, man, pull up your pants. That is so rude and appropriate." Yeah,
you didn't help your case.
Yeah, exactly.
And were you laughing or were you trying to keep it cool?
Yeah, so I was just watching it, and then just reading the transcript. But like to me, I'm trying to think of. There's one case a long time ago. I had a prostitution case where the woman was deaf, and she the undercover officer is communicating with her. Oh, I don't know if it's okay to say, but yeah, can I get a hand job? And he's like simulating,
yes,
right, masturbation. And so the defense attorney, and she's deaf, right? Did I say that? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're writing it down, $50, okay, whatever. And then the defense attorney cross-examination says, well, officer, you don't speak American Sign Language, do you? So you don't know what the sign is for hand job. No, I don't. And you don't know if what you were communicating meant hand job. No, I don't. Well, how many times did you go up? Going up.
Here we go.
Like 2 or 3 times. Well, how many times did you go down to indicate hand job? 2 or 3 times. Well, you don't know if she understood that as hand job. The entire time she keeps saying hand job, hand job. She has a court interpreter doing sign language, and the sign language person is just doing that the entire time.
And that's sign language for it?
I swear, I don't know. I looked over and I saw that movement, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Well, there's the proof right there. Yeah.
Steve, can you selectively mute yourself? Because we're getting some background noise from your mic.
Ian can do it.
Okay, just let me know when you want to talk, though.
I wonder if it's
Or
called.
you can unmute yourself.
What are they talking about on this?
It sounds like a soap opera.
It might be.
So is it true when we see a courtroom drama on TV or in the movies that it's never that exciting, or that the rhythm that we see in the courtroom is basically a concoction of theater? Is that correct?
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, the most accurate kind of courtroom scene, I think, and a lot of lawyers agree, is My Cousin Vinny. If you've seen that,
Really?
That is
Good
awesome.
movie.
I mean, it's actually very accurate. The questioning, the openings, all that stuff is pretty accurate. So you could get maybe not some of the theater with the measuring tape and all that, but my colleagues have had those Matlock moments where they just get them right on the stand, and it's amazing. We've
Okay.
had witnesses die on the stand. We've had this one guy just had a heart attack on the stand in my colleague's case.
Or was it?
Or was it?
Was he your prosecutor's witness, or was it defense?
It was I believe it was a defense witness. This was a long time ago, so I don't remember the details, but yeah.
I imagine that person was under a hell of a lot of stress, and
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Well, George,
Yeah.
what pisses you off the most that you see often
On
on TV?
a lot of these, or on TV and movies, man, some of these courtroom scenes are just like ridiculous. Trying to think of one I seen
Objection.
recently.
What about all the objections or something?
Yeah, all the objections. They're like, objection, or just talking
Overruled.
over each other. Yeah, that's
Can't
right.
talk- yeah, I know. I mean, that
Oh, the
makes it
chat-
fun. There's something, there's something about a really kick-ass lawyer doing something like over the top in the courtroom that it is fun to see that, because the drama is high, stakes are high. But I always suspected that it's nothing like any of that.
Yeah. I mean, there is some natural drama, obviously, in some of the cases, but sometimes not. I mean, I had a guy, he was like this, he had a really deep voice, old school, gangster guy. I charged him with robbery, and we're going to trial. And by the time we got to trial, he lost a lot of weight, grew out his hair. He had some gray in his hair and beard, and he was pretending like he was this like shaking drug addict, and had a high voice and was just totally trying to sell it to the jury. They saw through it, fortunately, but you see people trying to do some crazy things for sure.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
can we
interesting.
get away with murder being identical twins? They can't pin it on one of us, right?
No.
And Bob, are you identical or are you fraternal?
No, I'm fraternal.
Fraternal.
Nah.
And and we're also in the evil, not evil twin as well. So we got that to contend with.
Yeah.
I think the chat
And
also.
the goatee doesn't necessarily mean what you think it means.
Yes.
Say that.
Go ahead, Ian.
The chat wants to know whether or not you're Team Amber Heard or Team Depp. They
Oh my
asked that,
gosh.
not me.
I actually haven't been watching that. Just seen some of the highlights, pooping in bed and stuff. But I haven't seen it. So
Okay, good. That's
I
smart.
don't know enough to.
It's smart.
Yeah, I don't know
All right.
enough.
Don't stay
I
away.
can tell you which one I want to be, but it's just. I don't want to comment based on it, because I just saw
Like-
some Reddit videos that were kind of surprising, but I don't know if that's really a good demonstration of what of the facts. So
Well, actually, that's a good question. What do you think about live streaming or broadcasting trials? Does that influence decisions?
yeah, probably. I mean, I never had a case live stream. My colleague has, for sure. We've had some obviously here in San Diego, but that definitely adds a whole other element for sure. I mean, the jurors, they're instructed, don't look at anything about the case in the media, don't talk about it with anyone else. But inevitably, sometimes you're going to run across it. And hopefully we have a good jury that is able to set that aside and not let it affect their deliberations.
I was a juror. I was on a 10-day case too. It was like a
Wow.
federal
profile.
case and high profile kind of case, like one of these MLM scams of OneCoin. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It was trying to be like a crypto thing, and really they didn't sell coins. There was just a fake website. That
They just total
Yeah.
fraud.
Yeah.
Just out and out fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
Those people will eventually get caught. Eventually.
Yeah.
But how's everyone's crypto this week? By the way, oops,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yikes.
Next up.
Yeah, what
Still at
happened?
zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the swing
It was like
lanes.
$4 billion for this OneCoin thing. It was like a worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
thing, and they caught one of these lawyers. Actually, we convicted.
Luna Coin went under, right? It's gone.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Zero now.
Zero.
Was
It went to
zero?
zero.
I think it's
mean,
backed by another quote unquote stable coin, and that went also to zero. Hence why Luna coin went. I think.
Yeah.
Did they do something illegal?
Who knows? It's all illegal. I mean, it's all
I mean,
nonsense.
It's all illegal. Objection.
Oh, sorry. Hearsay.
It's based on faith, and and people get have changes of heart. You know, like the people who invested in Netflix a few months ago put $1 billion into it and sold it out for 400 million a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the way that Bob's twin does real estate. Yeah.
All right, Jay. Strike that from the record, please.
I gotta tell my favorite personal jury story.
Do it.
Being voir dired by the two lawyers.
Ooh, I didn't know you spoke French.
So they're going over. So they went over my background, what my job and everything. So they said, Bob, what do you do for fun or for besides your job? And I said, well, I said I'm a co-founder of the New England Skeptical Society. This is going back 20 years or more. So I'm a co-founder of the New England Skeptical Society, and I was telling you the truth when I said I'm currently writing an article about the fallibility of human memory.
Yes.
And I was in my car within 10 minutes going home, never called back ever again.
That's right. They put you on a list.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. That just told the lawyers, like, when I said that, I was literally walking away, done forever, like for life, apparently. So that was awesome. I loved it.
That's a surefire way to get you kicked from the prosecutor, at least. The defense attorney would probably keep you.
But damn, wouldn't skeptics make some of the best jurors out there? It's kind of
you would think so, because they're logical, they're rational, and that's what we want. However, I don't think I would keep my brother or any of you on, only because you ask too many questions. You're too skeptical. Like, I remember having a jury, and there was this grad student at UC San Diego studying physics, and this was before the Higgs boson, came out. And I was talking to him, and you guys were talking about it on the SGU, and I'm like trying to develop a rapport with him. Oh, so do you think the Higgs boson is real? And he said, oh yes, but not beyond a reasonable doubt, or something like that. I kept him on my jury. He was horrible. He was asking all these different questions, and he hung it. It was like 11, or maybe it was 10-2. But he hung it. It was a simple, smuggling. Obviously, San Diego, we have a lot of smuggling cases. It was a smuggling case, and the defense attorney asked the witness, like, okay, so you stopped him at the checkpoint. What color was his shirt? Oh, I don't remember. It's like, oh, and he just seized upon that. He doesn't remember anything. He had 3 kilos in his trunk. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Like, it doesn't matter. But ever since then, I realized physicists have a whole different standard of proof. Like they have the 5 sigma.
Yeah.
Before you could call something. So I'm never again.
We talked about that before.
Yeah.
Also, a detail, forgetting a detail like a shirt color, that's common and that's to be expected. But a big picture memory of something like having kilos of drugs, that's something you can't compare that to remembering a shirt. You can't compare that at all.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ev, let's do your puzzle.
Oh, okay. So, here are some things. If you can't read that, I'll read it for you. It's 6 barleycorns plus 1 span plus 4 nails. What is that? So, George, as a lawyer, what do you have to say about this?
Those are words and numbers.
Yes,
that's all I got.
You got those are facts. Yep, absolute facts. And Armando, any ideas what this might be?
I got to 11.
Yeah, if you had the actual numbers up themselves, if everything were value 1, you would have 11. Steve, Jay, Bob.
Well, I would imagine that each one of these is some form of measurement that can be translated into
the distance,
the metric, size.
These are distances. Yes. Yep. They're lengths. They're lengths. How long is a barleycorn? How long?
I have no idea. Like maybe it's like a corn on the cob. I don't know.
Is a span a hand span?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. These are antiquated measurements. Measurements from centuries ago that they used to use for all sorts of things before things became kind of standardized for the most part that they are today. But yeah, the span of the hand. Someone's hand spanned 9 inches, tip to tip, thumb to pinky. And they decided that was 9 inches. So, because not everyone's hand span is 9 inches, obviously. So someone picked it up for some reason, and it became codified in some way way back when. So that's the span. The barleycorns. Barleycorns are 1/3 of 1 inch each.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just a way to, measure small units of things. Line up some barleycorns.
So that's 2 inches then.
That's right. The 6 barleycorns is 2 inches. The one span is 9 inches. And nails. Now, nails is the one that's really interesting. This has to do with sewing. Seamsters and seamstresses and that industry. And a nail was a unit of measurement equivalent to 1/16 of a yard. So 1/16 of a yard measured in inches is 2.25 inches per nail. So 2.25 times 4 is 9. So you have 9 inches plus 9 inches plus 2 inches. The answer is 20 inches. And Elert from the Discord was the first to guess correctly.
That's one hell of a guess. Knowing that and being able to calculate all of that means that person is well read, in my opinion.
I mean, once you figure out that I'm talking about a unit of measurements, then you can pretty much. I mean, anyone could Google that too. Certainly to figure it out. But there's all sorts. I mean, I came across all these websites with lists of unusual measurements. People measured stuff in the wackiest ways using all sorts of crazy stuff. It's like whatever was lying around, let's take that, use that as a measurement, and then apply it to whatever, how long the field is or how tall the cow is.
Well, if you think about it,
it was a mishmash.
If you're like building a house and you're cutting the wood yourself, log cabin style or whatever, as long as your measurements are internally correct, right? Like you're measuring it and then you're applying that measurement to something. It doesn't matter what you're using in a way, you know what I mean? But going from person's hand to person's hand, that's just seems so obviously ridiculous.
Flawed, right?
Yeah.
Inherently flawed.
Well, whose foot did they use?
Right. There were websites also about how a foot was measured. What constituted a foot? Was it always 12 inches? Wasn't always 12 inches. And all throughout history, got thousands of years of this kind of stuff. So I found it really interesting. I thought it'd make a nice little puzzle. And congratulations to everyone who correctly guessed 20 inches.
Well.
All right, I got something.
Is your forearm, right?
I got a guessing game.
Okay.
What is this?
It's a garage door opener.
Nope.
That is a.
What is this?
It does look like a garage door opener.
Is it
like
a
modern
pager?
It's a garage
Yeah, it
door
looks like a
closer.
Nope.
Damn. It's a Nebo.
Lockbox.
Tell me when you want a hint.
It's like blood pressure. I don't know.
Oh, is it a
level?
Sugar?
It's a light.
Oh.
It's a flashlight?
Well, no. Well, it is. It's a source of illumination. But what's the term for this?
I don't know, Bob.
All right.
Flip light.
Here's another hint. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh,
It's a hat light.
a miner's light, a pith helmet.
What's okay? But what's
what do they
this?
call
There's an
those?
official term. There's an official term for this. That when I saw that term, I bought it mainly because of that term.
Necro something. Micro, pico. What else? Nano.
Zombie.
It's called an Einstein clip.
What?
I've
Nice.
never heard that before.
Neither did I. Einstein
invent
clip.
Did
It's
your
a
doctor
floor
wear
mat.
that
It's a
today?
dessert cup.
Bob.
And it's great.
Now,
You
Fully
know,
patented.
I'm wearing my hat. I don't want to wear that stupid band that goes across my head. I just clip this on, and it's a great little tool. in the
Bob,
pinch.
did you wear that to the procedure today?
Oh yeah, man. But they took it off. They didn't like it. Plus, I wore this. I wore this mask when I walked into the building, and they said take that off. Put a medical grade one on.
Yeah,
Like,
don't wear that mask anymore, Bob. That
Huh?
thing is not. That's not. a
Did
good
you
mask.
schedule it for Friday the 13th on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Bob,
Is
just
this
wear that
13?
over the medical mask.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Oh, it is
Bob,
a
how do you-
That's
How
right.
are you? How are you unaware that it's Friday the 13th? Isn't this like a?
Dude, because I had an anal invasion today, man. I had other thoughts on my mind. But yeah, I didn't even think about it, Jay. That's awesome.
Bob got probed. Oh, we have the full moon. When's the full moon? Tonight? Tomorrow? It's the harvest. It's not the harvest moon. It's the strawberry moon. It's the lunar eclipse, right? Do we have a lunar eclipse?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Someone in the chat. Maybe?
No.
Lunar eclipse. I think
Sure.
it is. Is it tonight or
Maybe.
tomorrow? I can't remember. Lunar eclipse.
I think we lost Steve.
Sunday.
Yeah, I
first.
saw that.
meeting.
All right, let's
Unmute Steve. See if he's there. He might be just.
Sunday, May 15th. So the 15th, this Sunday. Watch for the lunar eclipse, everyone.
Let's just
Oh,
look at
and in 2
Steve's
years, we
face
have the
for a
next solar
second.
eclipse. I cannot wait. I'm
There's
already.
Steve's face.
My
Yeah.
brother and I are already planning trips out to
Looks
Texas.
like a meme.
Yes, I'll be in Texas as well. Haven't planned it yet because they don't take hotel reservations until 1 year
Right.
Yes.
out. You can't book a hotel. Where are you guys planning on being? Like what part of Texas?
I don't know. We were
think it's
looking at different
Fredericksburg,
cities.
wasn't it?
Fredericksburg was one of them.
It was like outside of Austin. It looked like it was
be-
right in the center of this.
Sounds good.
of the path.
Yeah. It's right on the path of totality. Gotta do
I've
it.
never
Were
seen
you going
it.
to be
Ev. I
Dallas
gotta
or
do it.
something? Or
I haven't selected yet. I was going to speak to some people to see who else kind of might be either interested in going as part of a group trip. Certainly my wife, my daughter both want to go. So still kind of going to work it out this fall basically and start really having earnest conversations with people.
Well, maybe we can turn it into like an SGU event where we do a live show and think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely should. And,
I'll go blind. It
and
sounds like a
obviously the
cult.
reason Texas is the destination to go. Also, someone suggested Mexico, but I'm going to stay in the country. Texas, because you have the best chance of clear skies.
Exactly.
It actually will go through New York.
Yeah.
Will be the line. You can go Buffalo or
Rochester,
that
yeah.
area. But in April, I'm not going to chance that.
Yeah.
You're going to have probably great chance of cloud cover. So no
It
way.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I go. If I go to Texas, if I go into outer space, there will be a problem preventing me from seeing it. Guaranteed.
But this is it. This is the last continental one in the United States until I think it was like 2099 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so if I don't catch this, then I'll never see it.
You would have to go to some other country. The one in Tunisia, though, the Star Wars one, right? It's not 2026, 2027, in which it's the totality line is going to go over the movie set or parts of the movie set where Star Wars was filmed in Tunisia. And
but then the other sun will
Star
just
Wars.
shine everything out.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's gonna be awesome. So yeah, more about that in future episodes, definitely.
All right, let's get to the quiz. Let's start spinning that up.
Okay. So everybody, we're going to be using the original system. Thank you, Frank, for developing it at darkenergy.games.
Oh, right.
Here is our link internally. So go ahead and go to darkenergy.games. I'll post the link in the chat. Reminder, don't switch back and forth between the stream and the quiz because that's what causes it to delay. I don't know if actually Frank addressed that yet. So especially on Mac, I think it happened. So just try to listen to the stream
At
there.
least we
if you
know
can.
why that was a problem for a while.
There was, and I think that probably still pervasive. So try to use it on a different device or two screens or something like that, whatever.
Oh,
George and Armando, how far away do you guys live from each other?
I'm in
3,000
San Diego.
miles.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again.
Sorry.
I'm
Say
in
it
San
again,
Diego. I'm in San Diego, California. He's in New York.
Oh, you guys are across the country.
All the way.
Across the country. Yeah. So we only see each other a couple times a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Spanning 4 time zones.
Yeah.
It's
We'll
tough.
just do
man.
this more often.
I have family. I live in Connecticut, and I have family that lives in Denver, and it sucks. It just sucks. We only get to see each other a couple times a year if we're lucky.
Yeah.
But we communicate telepathically, so it's okay.
That's right.
We have those twin powers.
I remember.
Activate.
I remember a friend of mine when I was in high school told me that he and his brother did acid, and then they were able to communicate with each other through the stereo. And I said, "No, you can't." I'm like, "That is complete." But this is before I was like really a skeptic, I mean, I just remember hearing that and being like, "Absolutely false. No, that's not happening through your stereo. Give me a break."
I think that's what also helped our skeptics because everyone always said stuff about twins being able to do stuff, and we're like, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
Right. Do you sense when the other's in pain?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It worked.
That would be horrible. Imagine you experience double the pain of life because you're feeling
Double
your
the
twin's
pleasure.
pain.
Oh,
Well, then see, now that might work out.
But the twins are the astrology test. I mean, it's one of the better astrology tests you can make involving twins, because they'll take right. You'll see if technically everything should be pretty much happening throughout their lives, similar in an astrological sense to twins. And when they've looked at those studies, and there's zero correlation at all, you would think that would be an acid test, and
yeah,
it is in a way.
How similar are you guys?
I think very similar.
Yeah.
The only thing that's different than us, like, have you seen that movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito? I'm the Danny DeVito, and he is the Arnold Schwarzenegger mentally. I mean, this guy, I love him to death. I mean, he's super, super smart. He went to, med school, MD, PhD. I barely got into law school. But it turns out when we were born, I was like 1.5 pounds smaller than Armando. And there's, that competition in the womb. And he was essentially taking my resources. So I should sue him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we got to come up with it's like fetal robbery or something like that.
It's twin transfusion syndrome, but I think that could have been, I don't know, but I think there's a statute of limitations there.
What a bastard! And
not anymore.
And he's been sticking it to you his whole life. I'm smarter than you. Life. I'm better looking than you.
Better looking, smarter.
I just did my homework, and he didn't.
I weigh 1.5 pounds more than you.
Yeah, I copied his homework.
Yeah.
So that doesn't apply then to fraternal twins. They each have their own placenta, right?
Yeah. And what about your handwriting? Do you find it similar?
Oh yeah, interesting. I haven't compared that.
You never compared your handwriting?
Yeah, never.
I don't think
because
so.
everyone types everything nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Nobody has handwriting anymore.
Yeah, but
write me a letter.
Very similar.
Actually, each of you write us a letter, and we will analyze it.
There you go.
We'll bring a graphologist on.
Do you guys have an incredible amount of inside jokes and like things that, like? Oh yeah. Like we are riddled with this. We have so many inside jokes that we don't even know where they come from anymore.
I hear you guys talking about it. It's just like me and my brothers. We have an older brother too. He's a savant too. I'm truly the Danny DeVito of the family. He went to 4-year college, then went to Berkeley College of Music because he's like a musical genius, and now is super successful in 3M and cool. So I don't know what happened to me.
Yes, but yeah, we a lot of stuff is like Simpson quotes or movie quotes,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. We there's so many of them when we're recording the podcast. Like something comes up every 15 minutes. Someone is saying something and everyone laughs, or like it triggers someone to say the correct thing. Right? Yeah. Ev, that happens all the time.
All the time. I mean,
it's
hard to go 10 minutes without that happening.
Yeah, I know.
We're all together.
We should collect them, Jay, and see as we go. as it happens. Write it down and see how many we got left at the end of the year.
Well, that basically is the Wolfie. The bingo card is all that.
Card, sort of is.
Yeah, we just add some more. We got to do
for this, Ian, or what?
Yeah, we got to do the synchronize, if you all remember.
Okay.
So when I say click, I'm going to count down and say the word click. Everybody click that synchronize button. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
0 seconds.
Very good.
I nailed it.
0 seconds.
Excellent.
0 seconds.
Okay, we got a couple questions.
Negative.
This one's probably, I'm going to direct this one at Jay. Why didn't you bother to let Evan Bernstein know that the live stream was canceled last week?
Thank you very much. I appreciate whoever asked that question.
What was last week?
Mother's Day.
You went to Spamalot.
Spamalot. Oh, right. You went to Georgia's.
Didn't I email you guys?
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, when somebody asks, why didn't you let Evan know? I could say, well, first of all, Steve runs this company. Right? So Steve is actually more on the hook than me.
Except he's not here right now.
That's why I'm blaming Steve, because he's not here.
Smart.
I you know what? honestly, if I could totally see a total lack of communication happening. We are not good communicators when it comes to like stuff like that. I'm sorry.
Just science,
Just
not
science
scheduling,
communication, yeah.
not schedule.
I don't know. I don't remember the last time I didn't know that a show wasn't happening. So I mean, it's such a rare occurrence. Frankly.
Yeah, it was.
It doesn't
that.
happen.
Steve called me an hour before the live stream, and he's like, "Yeah, you know, I'm at the hospital. I don't know if I'm going to be there." I'm like, "Thanks for giving me some notice." You know, like, you know, that's how it goes. Like, it's because we're all friends and family. Like, there isn't a lot of business etiquette going on.
Yeah. Well, the Friday thing, we keep it loose, and
Yeah.
you know,
We got another doctor.
it has to
here.
be
That's
flexibility. and-
Yeah. Back up.
I totally get it. And
I'm a
whoever
doctor.
asked that question on my behalf, thank you so
Also,
much.
yeah, Steve has
Very kind.
poor internet connections, so we'll see what happens if he joins. Anyway, well, let's move on with the quiz.
Let's do it.
Yale University have a poor internet. That's just mind blowing in a certain
It's
way.
just, yeah, they don't want you watching YouTubes. All right, and away
we go.
we go. The phrase science fiction is first found in print in what year? Is it 1724, 1790, 1851, or 1904?
This is one of those questions where I'm pretty sure I know the answer, and then I'm going to see that I got it wrong, and I'll be like, crap, my memory's really failing me.
I just think it's
1999.
fascinating that at some point some writer came up with the phrase science fiction because it just seems so like is it only a couple of 100 years old? You know what I mean? Like or all right,
I did get it right. So I mean,
Yes, and
but
the answer
wouldn't be surprised.
is 1851. Did you guys get it right?
I got it right.
I did.
No.
I was
See, I need to
right.
copy. I
See?
need to copy his homework.
I had it right. I had it right
Actually-
for literally 20 seconds, and then with 1 second to
changed
go, I
Oh
clicked it
man,
to
To what?
1790.
you know who it was?
Oh, Bob.
Jay, do you know who the author was? Or no?
I looked for it, I couldn't find
Okay.
it.
What was the first science fiction film? Was it A Trip to the Moon, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Metropolis, or The Lost World?
Oh gosh, this is a bit of a tricky question.
Oh
I see,
yes,
I
it
see,
is.
I see what you're doing here.
Sure you do.
Oh crap!
Sure,
All right,
yeah,
I'm gonna
sure.
Good
I'm
luck,
gonna-
sucker.
answer what I think the correct answer is, but it may.
It's good strategy.
but
Anyone get it?
Yeah, I got it.
I
No,
almost
I
did that
mean,
one.
come on.
I
And the-
didn't. I reversed it.
The answer apparently is A Trip to the Moon.
That's that
which-
French film where the
Yeah.
rocket goes in the
Goes
into
eyeball
the
of
eye.
the, of
Yeah.
the moon.
Mhm.
How is
It's
that
a
a
little-
science? Is that really a science fiction movie?
I mean, it's
Yes.
a rocket. There's a rocket.
Yeah, yes,
Trip
it
to
is.
the moon. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
what
Trip
did
to
you
the Moon-
expect? Star Wars level crap back then? I mean, it was super basic, but it was the beginning of science fiction.
Hmm.
He was a special effects pioneer, is also something.
Yes.
Anyway, what is the biggest scientific inaccuracy in The Martian? Is it using RTG as a portable heat source, the massive windstorm, using the EVA suit like an Iron Man glove, or growing potatoes in Martian soil?
Like an Iron Man glove. Wish I remembered that scene.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Don't mess this one up, guys.
Yeah, baby.
No.
And the answer is the massive windstorm.
Yeah, I
That's
seem to. Didn't Andy Weir talk to us about that in one of the
Yeah.
interviews?
I think
Yeah.
so. This
Yeah.
says the massive windstorm that sets in the story in motion and leaves Mark stranded on Mars is scientifically inaccurate since Mars' atmospheric pressure is so low. Even a fierce storm like the one shown would do little more than mess up your hair.
It's just not enough air density.
hmm
Thank goodness.
According to the director Steven Spielberg, what gender is ET? Male, female, both, neither.
I don't remember that.
Assuming gender is a binary.
You don't remember what?
I don't remember that being mentioned in the movie in some way. It must have
That's
been
why
in-
it's a
in
good question.
It's an interview he did after the fact.
So I think
The
it's
next
technical
follow-up
sex,
question is,
maybe
why
not
did you ruin
gender
Raiders of the
necessarily.
Lost Ark so horribly?
Yeah, I know, right?
With
Oh
those
my
follows,
God.
with those sequels.
Yeah,
Obvious. I got them all wrong. man.
yeah. Uh-oh.
Armando.
And the answer, which you might be sex, not gender, whatever, is neither, apparently. When asked if ET was male or female in an interview, Spielberg said neither. He envisioned the character as being a plant-like organism without any gender.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
I never thought of him as a plant-like organism, but okay.
Yeah.
Plants have eyes.
That moves. Yeah.
Potatoes have eyes.
Oh, very good, Ian.
There you go. And corn has ears. Which of the following is not one of RoboCop's prime directives? Is it uphold the law, do no harm, serve the public trust, protect the innocent? Which of the following is not?
Oh, that's a good picture you chose for this.
Oh, I love the melting man.
Such a great.
That's a great scene.
And who's that actor? I know that actor who did that.
That-
It was, gosh, he was in ER eventually.
ER.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Good point, chat. Plants are, there are male and female plants. Anyway, the answer is do no harm, as clearly evidenced by what he does.
Yeah.
He is programmed with the 3 prime directives: serve the public trust, protect the innocent, and uphold the law. I am the law.
Right. That word
the
is
other
forever dirtied by Stallone. I am the
I
law.
am the law. Still awesome, though. So good. All right, let's stop the game and we'll see the results.
File that one away and things I haven't thought of in 30 years.
And we got K Weatherwalks at the top. Very good.
Let's see.
The bottom.
All right, so we got a handful of
A lot of fives.
fives.
Tons of fives.
Good.
Lots of 4s and 3s.
That was fun.
All right,
Yeah.
let me quickly go through this. So most people guessed 1851 as the year that science fiction was first in print. That was at 50%. That's very good.
Just barely most. 50.8. Yeah.
71% guessed correct on the first science fiction film, which was A Trip to the Moon. So our audience is definitely science fiction worthy. 63% of you guessed correctly about the massive windstorm on the movie The Martian being the biggest inaccuracy. 50% of you guessed correctly about ET's gender, which is neither. And wow, I'm surprised about this one. The Robocop one, 73% of you guessed correctly that do no harm is not part of his protocol.
That's Isaac Asimov's rules of robots. Is to do
Yeah,
no
but if you
harm,
remember
right?
the movie, he did a hell of a lot of harm in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
How could it? How could
This is
it
a good
come?
point from the Canadian Space Agency. Here we go.
Oh, so
You can eat ET and still be vegetarian.
Oh,
There you go.
Get over here.
Technically, according to Steven Spielberg.
All right, so if you guys
Sounds good
really
to me.
are science fiction aficionados, please watch Alpha Quadrant 6. Just get on there and appreciate the hard work we put into that freaking
Tell your
show.
friends.
Okay, so let's get some questions
Yeah.
from the Bard Ladin. Did anyone see the video of Pluto's surface from the New Horizons space probe?
No.
Bob? No?
Is that the one with the doorway in the rock cliff?
I think so. We got Steve back. Hey.
Hey, Steve, how'd it go?
I'm back.
How
All
many
right.
lives did you
I just had to
save
stay
while
out
you
the
were gone?
patient, but I got the room to myself now.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
good. Did you lock the door?
What seems to be the problem?
Yeah, diagnose
And the
something.
show's over. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Tell us where it hurts.
Yeah.
Did you finish the pit quiz?
Yes.
Just
we did.
finished. Yep.
How
You
did it
would've
go?
Good. It was all about science fiction.
You would have
would've
gotten
done well.
100%. I predict.
So
Actually, let's
Ian,
quiz him right now. Quiz Steve right now. When did the first term science fiction was it used? Just guess.
Term
Not even
science
full term.
fiction?
Yeah.
Was that H.G. Wells?
Okay, but what year? I'll give it to you if you're in a range.
We'll give you a 50-year range.
Yeah, like
Oh, 1850 to 1900.
There you go.
there-
18.
perfect. 1851. Very
Good
good.
job, Steve.
Very good. Okay, let's go back through all of them. This is fun.
All right, yeah.
What is the first science fiction film? I think I'll have to give you a multiple choice. A Trip to the Moon, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Metropolis, or The Lost World?
Trip to the moon.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Good job.
What is the biggest scientific inaccuracy in The Martian? Is it using RTG as a portable heat source, the massive
Skip this one.
windstorm, using the EVA suit like an Iron Man glove, or growing potatoes in the Martian soil?
I mean, what's the greatest one? I think the wind one, because there's like less than 1% atmosphere would be my vote.
Very good.
You got it.
That's
Yep.
correct. According to
Smart
director Steven
bastard.
Spielberg, what gender, or probably sex, but whatever, is ET? Is it are they male, female, both, or neither?
Neither.
That's right. Correct.
Did you watch the stream?
Which of the following is not one of RoboCop's prime directives? Uphold the law, do no harm, serve the public trust, or protect the innocent?
Do no harm.
Jesus
correct.
Christ, Steve.
Very
As I
good.
predicted.
100%. Good
Hundo
job.
P.
I mean, he does a lot of harm, doesn't he?
Exactly.
George,
Yes.
so you said it a few times, like, you're the brother of a very intelligent person. Imagine being Steve's brother.
That's what I'm saying. Armando is
That's
my
the-
Steve.
The
It's like I
glory,
don't
the
exist.
endless joy of being my brother.
I'm telling you, I know exactly how you feel,
The
Jay.
daily thrill.
Daily thrills.
But imagine this: Armando is my identical twin,
Yeah.
and I'm nowhere near his level. What happened? I don't get it.
Different careers.
Well, good job, Steve. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was
Very good.
impressive.
Kind of in my sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
just
I mean,
a bit.
like, when I was going through all these, like a bunch of quiz questions that I found, I'm like, I'm a horrible judge of which ones to use because I knew every single one that they had on there. I knew the answer. So, but I thought the quiz was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Very fun.
Good quiz.
All right, let's get back to the questions from the audience can ask our guests questions
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Let's put some
Right.
questions in the chat. Go ahead, chat. Feel free to ask a bunch of questions as you see fit. A couple questions.
You asked a question before Steve barged back in about
Oh, did
it
I?
wasn't about Mars. Mars.
Oh, it was about the Pluto.
Pluto.
Oh,
Pluto.
Pluto. Have we
Yeah.
seen the images of
Images.
recent images?
I
of New
saw an
Horizons?
amazing image of a landscape on Pluto. I'm not sure even how they even got it because it seemed like a very low angle. Did they interpolate it or something? Was that it? You could see the planes and the real amazingly detailed surface of the Pluto. Was that it?
I better look this up.
Maybe.
I'm looking at
Yeah,
Look right now.
I've seen some amazing recent pictures of Pluto. I think, it takes time for the data to all come in,
Yeah.
Mhm.
from the
Assemble it.
horizon flyby, and then they have to process that data. Like oftentimes it's a tremendous amount of raw video, which is like you don't get back pictures, you get back like really raw video data. And then the ones they threw out right away were just minimally processed. They weren't the full process. Now that they've had a couple of years to like really process the data, they're coming out with like the amazing pictures where they're, they can do things like interpret three-dimensional structures, etc. So yeah, we're just getting now to like the really good pictures from Pluto.
Actually, Bob, didn't you send me a photo of that earlier? Let me see if I can pull
Yeah,
that
I
up.
did.
I think it's here. It is.
New detail global.
Oh my God!
Jesus
Yay.
Christ.
Who is that punk?
That's like a character from Happy Days or something.
I had the best mullet out of my entire high school.
I believe
Wow.
it.
Probably in the state.
I was talking, arguing, whatever you want to call it, on Facebook with people who are
Common.
just science illiterate, and this one guy's like, the whole thing, like, don't trust anything the scientists say, and every
That's a good way to
time I hear-
live. Yeah.
I'm like, as you type this on a miracle of science,
Yeah.
your phone or your computer, like, how stupid do you have to be? It pisses me off so much. Like-
You have to wonder if people are just saying certain things, Jay, to get you riled up. Because
You mean trolling on Facebook?
What?
My stars.
right? They're just trying to get the rise out of you, man.
No, but legitimately, I mean, there is anti-science sentiment in the United States. I mean, it's freaking real, guys.
Oh, I
Now, some
guess.
people think that, but you just ask them, so who do you trust? Gurus? Politicians? Some random guy on the internet? Who do you trust?
Your mommy instinct.
Yeah.
Or are you an expert in everything? You probably don't have a
Right.
fifth grade understanding of science, but you're an expert in everything.
Right, and which of those groups has the best resume of accomplishments?
Or track record. Let's see, the people who made a vaccine in a year, or some random a-hole on the internet.
Yeah, George, did you post that or did you get that?
I was trying to get a roll. I was
The next
trolling
time,
you.
the next
but
time that
Steve,
person's
that's-
prescribed an antibiotic, what are you going to do? Throw it out and not take
But
it? Good
even
luck.
more interesting though, Steve, when you said that they came up with the vaccine in a year, like if you tell the story about the mRNA platform and how long it took to develop and how many scientists had to contribute massive amounts of time and energy to get to the point where we have a platform that can produce a vaccine for something that was killing the world. Like scientists are in for the long haul. It's not like it's not a quick thing. It's a slow process. It's a process that takes an incredible amount of consideration.
Now, people who say things like that have absolutely no idea how science operates. I often, I'm sitting in grand rounds and the scientist is presenting, here's the last 3 years or 5 years or whatever of my work. And they're going over in excruciating details how they question absolutely everything about their findings. We thought maybe it could be this. So we tested that and we found that that wasn't true. And then we did this painstaking process of winnowing away one possibility after another and thinking of really interesting alternate explanations of the data that they have. And I'm always thinking God, those, people who are the anti-science losers have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. They have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
They are so far away from understanding just the day-to-day nuts and bolts of how science works. It's childish. Their opinions are childish.
Yeah.
They treat it. They're the kind of people who treat everything like a black box. It just stuff happens in there. I don't trust it. I don't.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
Yet they're trusting it at the same time. They don't even know they're trusting it when
they're
saying
selective.
Not trusting it. I mean, what the hell are you doing on a computer if you don't trust science? You moron?
Right.
I know, but that's the irony. You fly in a jet. Where do you think the jet technology came from? The engineering that's in a jet engine, the tens of thousands of engineers that had to iterate a jet engine over the last 50 years, they actually are not able to think about things like that. When you try I've confronted people with it directly. You could say all the things that I'm saying. It doesn't penetrate. Doesn't do anything.
Nah.
Right.
Or we were just talking about Pluto. Do you know the science behind launching a probe to go that far, hit their target, pretty much exactly, and send
Bob
back
does
high
after
resolution images? I mean, but they don't know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we have an appreciation for it. Even we don't fully understand
No,
what
of
the hell
course not.
it takes to do that.
I fully understand it.
Probe hit the target.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I had a probe hit a target today for sure.
We're in
that
that
Uranus?
zone where we have some idea how much we don't know. That's the zone that we're in.
Yeah.
Some people aren't even in that zone. They have no idea how ignorant they are.
Does anybody want to ask Armando or George question? You can ask a medical question. You can ask a question about the law. You can ask questions about being twins.
I saw one that was, have we ever dated the same person? I hope we have the same answer to this.
Oh, this is good.
No.
Just ask your wife.
Whoa, wait.
Oh,
Yo.
We did try and switch on them, like at Thanksgiving, switching our shirts and catching them a little bit off guard.
Did
It worked for 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
That could have been a fun 2 minutes.
Right, Bob. Okay, we got there's a couple more questions. Wait, I had one from Scott. Let me get that one right here. I have a question for Steve, but Armando, certainly feel free. It is neurological, but what makes you lose interest in something over time, like not being as excited about something you used to like?
Novelty is more stimulating, Oh boy, I got to go.
Okay.
Bye,
too bad.
doctor.
But the question,
Ian,
Where's
can
the
you
line?
eject me from this, because it's easier than me trying to figure out how to hang up?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
oh, bye, Steve.
So long.
So my theory is that Steve didn't really know the answer to that. And he just made
Yeah.
that up.
He kind of
luck.
got out of there very quickly.
Good
Maybe
luck,
on the
everybody
advice of
else.
his lawyer.
Yeah, he got nervous. He was getting a little twitchy. You can't trust that bastard.
Was that even Steve, really?
Jay, can we trust those bastards?
That's another one, Bob.
All right, Armando's going to have to pick that up.
I think he answered it. Yeah. Things are more
Yeah.
stimulating when it changes. Yeah. And I don't know. What am I, a
That-
doctor? No, I look at things under the microscope. I don't see patients pretty great. I'm not on call usually, but sometimes, yeah.
But that applies to your senses. If you consider human senses, it's designed to notice novelty. So when you put on your shirt, you feel the shirt, but after a very brief period of time, you don't feel your shirt at all. It's like you might as well not be wearing it in a sense, because otherwise it'd be
Your brain
too
is doing other
distracting.
things at that
So
point.
yeah, your senses are like, what's new? What haven't I seen before? For all of your senses, really.
And we're lucky that that's how we evolved, right? Because
Oh my
you're
gosh, could you
distracted.
imagine being like hypersensitive to every little thing going on around you at all times?
Yeah.
So is there a condition that in which people have those kinds of experiences and they have these, I don't know, they must short circuit or can't
The
function.
novelty doesn't wear off. Oh boy.
That's why
Someone
being
else.
Wolverine would suck, because of imagine
wouldn't.
smelling everybody's breath from 30 feet away. Oh,
Well, it's
my
like
God.
in the movie Man of Steel, which I watched again recently. Young Clark Kent, he's sitting in the classroom and he's feeling everything from the fly on the window to the person scratching at their desk over here, and he can't filter it out, and it's overwhelming him, and he has to go running off into the night basically because he can't feel.
Sorry, I pulled up that next one too quick, Armando. What is the painting behind you?
It's just like old print of like the running of the bulls in Spain that my brother and I tried to go to. I got kicked out because I pulled out a camera. You can't pull out a
can't
camera
film?
when the bulls are running towards you.
Oh.
Apparently, I don't know why.
You're not
Flash or
supposed to,
something.
or if you do, it enrages them.
No, the coordinators, the cops or whatever, kick you out because it's too
Security.
dangerous, I guess.
Yeah.
Security.
Yeah, because you'll drop it and cause damage probably. And
But he
people
ran
run.
our plan was to run for just like 100 feet and then, or 100 nails. or
Jump the
whatever,
fence.
and then
Really?
jump over.
Yeah, I read it was pretty scary. You like I was just waiting for the bulls to come. The crowd starts running, false alarm, and then the crowd starts running, and then you see the bull, and you slide immediately underneath the fence. I saw one guy ahead of me get knocked down by a bull. Yeah, and the paramedics were on him like right away, like almost checking to see if he had any holes in his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was fine. He was fine. But
I've seen video. I'm sure most of you have, of people getting thrown way, super high in the air. I mean, that's the amount of power in that bull's body is amazing.
yeah.
And I'm sure it could kill you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know what we were thinking, but
Your mom is watching
Yeah.
this right now, and she's like,
Yeah.
"God damn, boys!
They did what?
Why? Why would you do that to me?" Go ahead, Ian.
Next question for Jorge specifically. But are you the law? Seriously, what is the weirdest law you discovered or encountered?
There's one called. It's funny because you guys inspired me. I started my own podcast, and it's called Crime News Insider, where we talk about 18th century French poetry. I'm just kidding. We talk about crime news, and I thought of this completely original segment where I look at the laws on the books throughout the country. I pick two that are real. One is fake, and I ask my panel of experts which one is the fake. So it's a total shameful ripoff. I apologize.
No, we
but
ripped it
there's-
off too.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you did?
If
No,
you're
no,
anyone else
no,
with
no,
NPR,
original.
you stole our material.
It's a quiz. Yeah. So there's a lot of laws. Like there's one here's three. Two are real, one is fake. In Alaska, it's illegal to enter a bar while inebriated. In Wisconsin, it's illegal to launch a missile at a train. And in Louisiana, it's illegal to fish for crawfish during Mardi Gras and Christmas. Two are real, one is fake. Which one do you think is fake?
Crawfish.
No, it's the
No, that's gotta be
Wisconsin
real.
one. The rocket.
It's a rocket.
I'll
yeah.
go with the drinking one.
Drinking one, Armando? Do you know this one?
Yeah, the drinking one. No, I probably heard it on the thing. And
No, this was an unaired
oh,
episode.
okay. Yeah.
It's actually the crawfish. That is the
Oh,
fake.
that's
Hey,
fake.
good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. So
Don't
so
think
yeah,
like
there's-
you knew that, Bob. You just guessed
Your
correct.
Bob's like, "Yep."
Yeah.
I I
I'm
took
an
an
expert.
educated guess. It sounded anomalous compared to the other two. So I went
Yeah,
Well,
with
good
that.
for you, Bob.
Right.
Good for you.
Yeah,
You
good
can't
for
walk
you.
into a
Hey.
bar in Alaska inebriated.
You can't. It's a law on the books,
Whoa.
and yeah. So
That means
there's
no
a lot of
no bar hopping.
essentially. I think it was trying to
Yeah.
discourage bar hopping.
Unless you become
It's cold
sober by the time you exit one bar,
There you go.
your
Yes.
blood alcohol is 0, and then you can go.
Yeah.
Can you like slide into the bar instead of walking into it?
Only if a bull is chasing you.
Yeah.
George, if I walk into the courthouse, in town, and I walk into an active courtroom and I just yell out, "I object," what will happen to me? What do they do?
Bailiff.
Yeah, the bailiff would ask you to politely leave immediately.
So I can do it. That's
You can do it.
I
Yeah.
can do it. All
You
right.
should
well,
yell
then-
back overruled or something. Just
Yeah, that's right. I
That
rest
would be
my
great.
case.
That would be great if
Exactly.
somebody that was sitting in there just turned and yelled back overruled, like without missing a beat.
Oh, that'd be
Then I just
great.
walk out. I'll slam the door behind me.
Yeah, have you ever rested your case and went, "Oh wait, one more thing, I forgot," or is it too late?
Yes, actually. Oh, Your Honor, I forgot to ask the witness one last question. Can I recall him? And it's allowed. But when we rest our case, we usually just say, I represent the people of the state of California, so I say the people rest, or the defense says the defense rests. But my last trial I did last month, I wanted to say, I'm like, I rest my case, and I said it. It was great.
Did you ever have a dun 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 moment where you're like, and now I call to the stand,
Yeah.
Frank Smith, and the courtroom gets quiet, and then the person pushes the doors
Dramatic
open and they walk in from the back.
Every trial, it
Like,
always
that's-
happens.
Everyone thought he was dead.
That's one of my favorite scenes in Intolerable Cruelty, when they call in the special witness, and it's like this whole over-the-top dramatic moment. Hilarious.
I love it. I don't know
great.
why that's
Coen Brothers, right?
Yeah,
Great movie.
great movie. Underrated movie.
Highly underrated.
All right,
Yeah.
we have a weekend ahead of us. I have house guests that I'm trying to get to.
And you got long work to do, young man.
I do. I have to get up at 8 a.m. tomorrow and finish the mess I made today.
Well, don't wake me.
So George and Armando, you guys were awesome. I
Yeah.
loved having
Thank
you
you.
on. You guys were a lot of fun to talk
Thanks,
to.
guys.
I mean, it's always good to know another lawyer and
We
pathologist.
should do it again, guys. We should
Right?
do it again. Well, I'll tell Sharon to schedule you guys again because you guys
Thank you.
were. It was the brothers thing,
Yeah.
it jives with our mojo.
Totally.
We should do a segment where we review some TikTok stuff because I know there's like a lot of TikTok lawyers. And do you have any like specific feelings on the social media lawyers that kind of like sensationalize the law? I got to play some videos for you. I mean,
Yeah. I've never seen them. I'm not on
dude.
TikTok or social
Okay.
media or anything.
all right, we're gonna plan a stream and then we'll do
on
something
5
also.
pegs.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for being patrons. By the way, it really is
Thank you.
important. I would not have a job if there were no patrons, and it is very meaningful to me. It does continue to let us do what we do. I can't say anything other than I have secret plans
What?
that relies on patronage.
Oh.
Something very cool at some point in the future of the SGU. So yes, please become a patron because you got to let me, weave my evil out. I mean, my good intentions out into the world. Bob, I'm glad your butt is okay, and
Feels
maybe
great.
Armando will hear about your polyps through the grapevine in the hospital.
All fine.
Nice.
Nice.
Evan, I'm disappointed in you because nobody knows what the hell a barleycorn is, and you pulled a fast one on us.
Yeah.
Is a barleycorn just some vegetable or something? Is that what that is?
Grain, isn't it?
Okay,
Wow.
so apparently everybody had them and they could use them. Okay.
Yeah, right. It was a physical thing.
And Ian, you rock on with your watermelon self, my friend.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks.
That's pretty good.
Okay, that's it.
Good night,
Yeah, that's
everybody.
it.
Good night.
Have a great
Bye,
weekend.
weekend.
And goodbye,
There we go.
Dan.
George, I'm
Skeptics Guide to the Universe is produced by SGU Productions, dedicated to promoting science and critical thinking. For more information, visit us at theskepticsguide.org. Send your questions to info@theskepticsguide.org. And if you would like to support the show and all the work that we do, go to patreon.com/skepticsguide and consider becoming a patron and becoming part of the SGU community. Our listeners and supporters are what make SGU possible.
Yay!
They're knowers.
Oh,
They
okay.
know.
And
Yes.
another one. Good
So,
job,
Jay-
guys.
Yeah, this
Very
is great.
nice.
Guys, this was so much fun.
Yeah.
I love the show. I gotta admit, it's a little weird because listening for 10 years, I listened at 2x speed,
Yep.
and it's just
I listen to things
one of
entirely,
those.
entirely different.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it trains your ear to hear things in a different way, and then
Mhm.
you have an expectation, which I find I used to do that, and then I stopped because everything seemed too slow to me after I would do that for a while.
Yeah.
I will listen to things in 1.5 speed or sometimes 2 speed if they are instructional. If I'm like, for example, because my other podcast is a board game podcast, so sometimes I have to look, I have to familiarize myself with sometimes the rules of the game before we play the game. I'll watch the how-to videos. Some of these videos are like 26 minutes long. Like, really, I'm going to sit here for no way. Make it 13 minutes. I'll 2 times speed it, and they'll. It's just much more efficient in some cases to listen at double speed. And look, hey, we're an 80-minute podcast. I can absolutely understand why people would want to try to get through it in 40 minutes. No doubt about it.
Definitely. I don't care at all. I mean, people can listen to it any way that they want. For me though, like I just feel like it feels weird a little bit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because like, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah. Exactly.
it makes me like get hepped up, I think. So when will the two of you see each other again? Is this a holiday thing?
July. July. We're going for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary to
Whoa.
Napa. Yeah, I'm taking them to Napa,
Nice.
California. Yeah.
Awesome.
50 years.
Awesome.
So, and right now actually. So it's good.
Oh, Vivi, yes.
Yeah.
But in
I've
the
never been
flesh.
to Napa. I hear that it is beautiful.
It's great. Yeah. I was gonna ask you guys if you guys are sci-fi, movie aficionados. Have you ever seen Stargate?
Of course.
Oh yeah, James
Yeah,
Spader.
SGU.
Yeah. Was it James Spader and Kurt Russell?
And us, yeah, we were 2 kids in Stargate that like.
No, you
cover-
weren't.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
an
Come on, let me
IMDb.
see
You
a
have an IMDb
screenshot.
credit.
You got a
You have
screenshot?
an
No,
IMDb
we were.
credit?
It's kind of like pseudo extras, like more than extras. I don't know I bet if you Google Stargate kids,
Kids.
From the TV show or the
in the movie.
Was it fun, guys?
Yeah, the movie's
yeah.
good, bro.
I thought
It was
you
a
guys were
blast.
familiar.
And Armando had a close up. He had this
Yeah,
really
that's right.
intense look.
Or
And,
was it
Well,
you?
technically,
though? 'Cause
George,
who
you
would
had
really
the
know.
It,
You know?
it wasn't me. So they shaved their heads for the movie.
Yeah.
And so I had my hair on the right. He had it on the left. And so when you zoom in on it, you could tell it's him.
All right,
I
you
know.
have to
This
send
is
me a
after they
picture of
pass
this.
through the Stargate. They're on the other planet with the desert and everything.
Yeah.
That's where
Yes.
your characters.
Yeah.
That's where we filmed on location. So we had to go through the Stargate.
In
and-
Yuma, Arizona. I think they did some filming there for
Star Wars.
one of the Star Wars, maybe. I don't know. Yuma,
Are
Arizona.
you in a group of kids? Like, with,
Yes.
like, okay, is it this image?
Yes. There you
Oh,
Yeah, that's-
hold on.
Yep.
Holy okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Which one-
me on the my hair is on my left, so
Okay.
it's me on the right of the image.
Okay.
Gotcha.
on the left.
You see the
Yeah.
cute.
So they had a little scene going on there, you know?
yeah. We were running in front to protect Raw in that scene.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is so
I
cool.
remember that scene. That was
From Kurt
good.
Russell, yeah.
Were you guys cool at school for a little while because of that?
Nah, a lot of kids came up to us. They're like, "Oh my gosh!" They knew we had our heads shaved for the movie. Or some of them didn't. Some of them
Yeah.
just said, "Oh, I like your hair." I'm like, "Oh, it's for a movie."
They were all just jealous. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you grow up in San Diego or?
Just outside. It's called Murrieta, California.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
in like Riverside. It's about an hour or 45 minutes from San Diego.
Have you been to Comic-Con?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, we used to go all the time when we were
Yeah.
kids. Stand in line to get Todd McFarlane's signature on Spawn or something like that.
Yeah, it's my number
And,
one. Yep.
Spawn number one. Yeah, we're doing that. But yeah, and I've been recently. I went to the one where Star Wars in Hall H. We waited all night, and then they had there was John Williams was supposed to perform a concert, but he was sick, so someone else performed it. But it was great.
No.
I saw him.
really?
We did.
Yeah, I saw him in person do a
The
Star Wars theme
yeah.
thing, and it was
Wow.
it was incredible. I mean, being able to feel the music as opposed to just hear it in your ears. Like, there's something kind of visceral about being in front of an orchestra. I was transfixed. I mean, it was unbelievable. That's some of my favorite music in my life is the music that was created for the first 3 movies. I mean, I listen to it.
Oh yeah,
all the
John
time.
Williams is like you don't even recognize how huge he is to the entire industry. I mean, he's
Somebody told me, "Oh, he robbed other composers." I'm like, first of all, every musician robs other musicians, and who cares? He created some of the best freaking music, the best movie music of all time, but just some of the best music of all time. Like it's that music was my childhood,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
don't
Just
talk
so
bad about him to me because
so
I'm very touchy.
yeah, don't go
I'm
there.
gonna go on Facebook and write a post about John.
Yeah, troll me about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Did he steal the 2 notes? Bennett. That's it.
Jaws.
Did he steal those 2 notes? I do have the video of the lawyer that I was speaking about.
Do it.
I want to watch it. It's a little. I don't know. I want to get your reaction to it because it's a little goofy, from my opinion. But let's see what everybody thinks of it.
All right, we're right outside of Van Nuys Courthouse. I got my great client here. He was charged with a second-time DUI. He admittedly overdosed on multiple different drugs that night. It caused a drug-induced psychosis. He crashed with 2 other cars on a freeway and flipped over a few times. Luckily, everyone made it out all right. The fire department came with the police, used the jaws of life, dragged him out of the car. He started fighting with them. They charged him with resisting arrest also. And we're pleased to announce that he's getting out of this with just a reckless driving, 1 year of probation, not 5 years that is normally given in a second-time DUI. And most importantly, he's really changed his life around. He put himself in rehab immediately after this happened. He's been in for 9 months. He does meetings every single day, and he's really turned his life around. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much, David, for everything you have done.
So,
I don't
what
like
do you
that.
think about that?
What a tool. So, first of all, I've never given. Yeah, I mean, they can advertise, right? And they, put up their clients as advertising. Oh, I got this great deal. I've never given a deal to a defense attorney because they're the defense attorney. You know what I mean? The public defender,
Right.
The defendant gets that deal based on their, their history and all that, or based on the case. If I'm going to have difficulty proving the case, that's where you get a good plea bargain. It's nothing that lawyer did.
I heard that if you get a state's attorney, like the ones that get assigned to you if you can't afford an attorney, that because that they work in the courthouse and they know everybody, that sometimes, they can help you in a way that an outside lawyer couldn't because they're friends with everyone that works in the courthouse.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of truth to that. They know the judges too. So, I mean, you definitely want a lawyer in the county that you're being prosecuted.
Yeah.
But we have a good working relationships. I have a good working relationship with a lot of public defenders and private defense attorneys too. But the public defenders are great. They do it. Some of them are top lawyers. They could probably make a killing on the private side. But
all right, I'm going to go eat dinner, guys.
Again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We enjoyed having you on a lot. It was a lot of fun. I wish I can join you guys in July. I would crash your family party. Thanks for being on, Evan. I'll see you here next week.
Next week.
And the secret, what do we call this?
Extreme show.
Yes, the post-extreme show.
The post-extreme show.
and Jay, you're saying Bob and Steve still have no clue.
No, they don't. They're clueless. They're never going to find out.
I was so scared I was going to give it away by accident somehow. Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Let me tell you, Steve's heart will not do. He literally he'll be like, "What you do? What? Oh, okay." And he'll
right,
next.
You
won't care. So thank you guys very much again. I'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend.
Right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ian.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Toggle you off one at a time. Let's see. Bye, Jay. Oh, there it goes. Oh, the brothers. Who should get it? Who should get it?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Ian.
Good night, everybody. Bye.